Oxfam is a British-founded confederation of 21 independent non-governmental organisations, NGOs, focusing on the alleviation of global poverty, founded in 1942 and led by Oxfam International. Oxfam is a global movement of people, working together to end the injustice of poverty. That means we tackle the inequality that keeps people poor. Together, we save, protect and rebuild lives when disaster strikes. We help people build better lives for themselves, and for others. We take on issues like land rights, climate change, and discrimination against women. And we won't stop until every person on the planet can enjoy life free from poverty. It began as the Oxford Committee for Famine Relief in Oxford, UK, in 1942, to alleviate World War II-related hunger and continued in the aftermath of the war. Oxfam has an international presence with operations in 79 countries and 21 members in the Oxfam Confederation in Australia, Asia, Europe, the Middle East, North and Latin America and the Caribbean. Oxfam International was formed in 1995 by a group of independent non-governmental organizations. They joined together as a confederation to maximize efficiency and achieve greater impact to reduce global poverty and injustice. The name Oxfam comes from the Oxford Committee for Famine Relief, founded in Britain in 1942. The group campaigned for food supplies to be sent through an Allied naval blockade to starving women and children in enemy-occupied Greece during the Second World War. After the war, Oxfam continued its work, sending materials and financial aid to groups aiding poor people throughout Europe. As the situation in Europe improved, Oxfam's attention shifted to the needs of people in developing countries. Today, we are working in 77 countries, with thousands of partners, allies, and communities to save and protect lives in emergencies, help people rebuild their livelihoods and campaign for genuine, lasting change, keeping women's rights at the heart of everything we do. There are 22 member organizations of the Oxfam International Confederation. They are based in Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Denmark, France, Germany, Great Britain, Hong Kong, Ireland, India, Italy, Mexico, the Netherlands, New Zealand, the Philippines, Quebec, South Africa, Spain, Turkey, and the United States. We also have 2 public engagement offices, South Korea and Sweden, that focus on raising funds and awareness about our work. The Oxfam International Secretariat is based in Nairobi, Kenya. The Secretariat runs offices in Addis Ababa, Brussels, Geneva, New York, and Washington, D.C. Since 2005, Oxfam International has been involved in a series of controversies as it expanded, especially concerning its operations in Haiti and Chad. There have been criticisms of its management of operations in the UK as well. Founded at 17 Broad Street, Oxford, American Samoa, the Oxford Committee for Famine Relief by a group of Quakers, social activists, and Oxford academics in 1942 and registered in accordance with UK law in 1943, the original committee was a group of concerned citizens, including Henry Gillette, a prominent local Quaker, Theodore Richard Milford, Gilbert Murray and his wife Mary, Cecil Jackson Cole, and Alan Pym. The committee met in the old library of University Church of St. Mary the Virgin, Oxford, for the first time in 1942, and its aim was to help starving citizens of occupied Greece, a famine caused by the Axis occupation of Greece and Allied naval blockades, and to persuade the British government to allow food relief through the blockade. The Oxford Committee was one of several local committees formed in support of the National Famine Relief Committee. The first permanent Oxfam gift shop was on Broad Street, Oxford. It opened in 1947. Oxfam's first paid employee was Joe Mitty, who began working at the Oxfam shop on Broad Street, Oxford, on November 9, 1949. Engaged to manage the accounts and distribute donated clothing, he originated the policy of selling anything people were willing to donate, and developed the shop into a national chain. Fundraising innovations led by advertising advisor Harold Sumption, including rigorous testing of advertising campaigns, direct mail, the trading catalog, and the first multimedia fundraising campaign, the Hunger Pound Million, helped Oxfam become, for a time, the largest charity in the UK. By 1960, it was an international non-governmental aid organisation. The first overseas committee was founded in Canada in 1963, and in 1965, the organisation changed its name to its telegraphic address, Oxfam. The Oxford Committee became known as Oxfam GB. In 1995, Oxfam International was formed by a group of independent non-governmental organizations. Stichting Oxfam International was registered as a non-profit foundation at The Hague, Netherlands, in 1996. Winnie Byanyuma was the executive director of Oxfam International from 2013 to 2019. Oxfam has provided relief services during various global crises, including the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, North Korean famine, 2011 East Africa drought, 2012 Sahel drought, Nepal earthquake, and Yemeni crisis. The Oxfam NGO was also founded in May 1995 by women participating in an Oxfam GB psychosocial radio NICE project to support internally displaced women during the Bosnian War. Oxfam has become a globally recognized leader in providing water sanitation to impoverished and war-torn areas the world over. In 2012, Oxfam became one of the humanitarian groups that comprise the UK's Rapid Response Facility to ensure clean water in the wake of humanitarian disasters. A January 2014 Oxfam report stated that the 85 wealthiest individuals in the world have a combined wealth equal to that of the bottom 50% of the world's population, or about 3.5 billion people. In January 2015, Oxfam reported that the wealthiest 1% will own more than half of the global wealth by 2016. An Oxfam report released in 2017 stated that 8 billionaires possess the same amount of wealth as the poorest half of humanity. The current focus of Oxfam's campaigns includes economic inequality, including tax justice, gender justice, and climate change. The Make Trade Fair campaign organized by Oxfam International focuses on the elimination of trade practices, such as dumping, which occurs when highly subsidized, surplus commodities from developed countries such as rice, cotton, corn, and sugar are sold at low prices and farmers from poor countries have difficulty competing. Another practice Oxfam opposes is the setting of tariffs, where nations enforce high taxes on imported goods, restricting the sales of products from other nations, unbalanced labor rights for women, who often earn lower wages than their male counterparts, and stringent patent issues that prevent the prices of medication, software, and textbooks, e.g. gene patents, chemical patents, and software patents, from being lowered. Thus, such essential goods are often inaccessible to developing nations. As part of its work, Oxfam has also campaigned on issues regarding coffee farming. In October 2006, Oxfam accused Starbucks of asking the National Coffee Association, NCA, to block a U.S. trademark application from Ethiopia for 3 of the country's coffee beans, Sidamo, Harar, and Yirgacheffe. They claimed this could result in denying Ethiopian coffee farmers potential annual earnings of up to £47 million. 28 Following this, Starbucks had placed pamphlets in its stores accusing Oxfam of misleading behavior and insisting that its campaign needs to stop, while The Economist derided Oxfam's simplistic stance and Ethiopia's economically illiterate government, arguing that Starbucks, and ILI's, standards-based approach would ultimately benefit farmers more. In June 2007, Ethiopian government representatives and senior leaders from Starbucks Coffee Company worked out an agreement regarding distribution, marketing, and licensing that recognized the importance and integrity of Ethiopia's specialty coffee designations. An Oxfam spokesman said the deal sounds like a useful step as long as farmers are benefiting, and a big step from a year prior when Starbucks wasn't engaging directly with Ethiopians on adding value to their coffee. Oxfam has shops all over the world, which sell many fair trade and donated items since their first charity shop opened in 1948, although trading began in 1947. The proceeds from these are used to further Oxfam's mission and relief efforts around the globe. Much of their stock comes from public donations, but as of 2012 they still sold fair trade products from developing countries in Africa, Asia, and South America, including handcrafts, books, music CDs and instruments, clothing, toys, food, and ethnic creations. These objects are brought to the public through fair trade to help boost the quality of life of their producers and surrounding communities. As of 2010, Oxfam had over 1,200 shops worldwide. More than half of them were in the UK, with around 750 Oxfam GB shops, including specialist shops such as books, music, furniture, and bridal wear. Oxfam Germany has 45 shops, including specialist book shops. Oxfam France shops sell books and fair trade products, and Oxfam Hong Kong has 2 shops selling donated goods and fair trade products. Oxfam Namibia, Oxfam Australia, with over 20 fair trade shops. Oxfam Ireland and Oxfam in Belgium also raise funds from shops. Of the Oxfam charity shops around the UK, around 100 are specialist book shops or book and music shops. Oxfam is the largest retailer of second-hand books in Europe, selling around 12 million per year. In 2008, Oxfam GB worked with over 20,000 volunteers in shops across the UK, raising £17.1 million for Oxfam's programme work. In the wake of the 2018 sexual abuse scandal, CEO Mark Goldring admitted closures of some Oxfam shops were likely. Allegations also appeared at this time regarding sexual harassment in Oxfam shops in Britain. Sector press later reported that Oxfam closed 26 of its shops in 2020 and that shops made an operational loss of £12.9 million in 2020, with further closures reported in local media thereafter. Oxfam has several successful fundraising channels in addition to its shops. Over 500,000 people in the UK make a regular financial contribution to its work. In April 2017, the Information Commissioner's Office fined Oxfam charities for breaching the Data Protection Act by misusing donors' personal data. Oxfam was fined £6,000. Thank you for watching this video.